everyone. So today is going to be pretty chill. We're gonna get right into the question that I get asked all the time. Should you become a dentist? I'm a hygienist right now and I'm thinking of becoming a dentist, and what was that journey like for you? So today I'm going to share with you my journey on becoming a hygienist to a dentist. So first of all, if you haven't seen the 8 facts about me, go to that video and I'll talk about, my schooling and everything. So I'm not going to talk about that here since I already talked about them in that video. So I'll jump right into it. So I was a hygienist for 6 full years, working before even applying to dental school. And I've been thinking about applying, but at the same time I was really comfortable with being a hygienist, meaning that I was getting a very decent pay per hour. I was doing, I was cleaning teeth, which I actually absolutely love. I didn't have any issues with that. But as I grow to learn more and more about dentistry, I realized that I kind of want to know more. It's great in terms of job security. You will always find a job, I feel like. And if you don't like the job, you can pretty much quit and then you'll find a job really, really easily, because I feel there's always a lack of dental hygienists. So in terms of job security, it's really good. In terms of pay, I was getting, and I don't want to say the exact pay because every country or every state's different. And when I was working in Canada, and I know that my friends, there is still a big range. So the lowest I've heard was about $35 an hour, and then the highest I heard is about $50 an hour, and that was way back then. Okay, so that's just kind of a range of what you may hear about, and I don't know about the market now. That range, I was still very okay with it. You'll get a good enough living, like above average, I would say, especially if you invest that money into mutual funds, into stock, into buying real estate, which is what I did. So I was living a pretty carefree, stress-free life as a hygienist, feeling very financially independent at the same time. So even though I like dentistry a lot, I didn't take that step out until 6 years after. Yeah, one day I think I just woke up and I went to work as always, and I came home and then I started to feel this feeling of, is this it? Like, am I gonna really be doing this for the rest of my life? Not saying that it's bad, I'm very, very comfortable, but I started to feel a slight, boredom, and I realized that in dental hygiene, there's nothing really new that came out, like, oh hey, here's a new scaler, here's a new ultrasonic tip. I don't know about now, okay? I have to say I don't know about now, but that's how I feel back then, that we are advancing but at a way slower pace than the rest of the dentistry world. And I also realized that I really, really like teeth. I really, really like gums, and I want to know more. I'm always curious when my boss is doing fillings, like, what is that? Like when he's doing root canal, oh, what is that tool? So I was really into dentistry, and I just didn't know enough as a hygienist to tap into treating anything else other than doing the scaling and root planing and what my scope of practice allows me to. I can't treat caries, I can't help get someone out of pain. So I started to think, we have like an annual review as always, and I was earning, I would say at the time, the highest top 1%. So my boss was like, oh, I don't know how much more I can raise you next time and stuff like that. And I totally understand, because compared to all my other friends, I was already at the top percent, right? And he can only do so much. So I started to think, like, did I reach my glass ceiling? And I was very young back then. I think the way I did my hygiene structure is this. I went to University of British Columbia, and it's a Bachelor of Dental Science degree. So I did take all the science courses in my first year, just like any science student would. I took organic chemistry, biology, the normal physical chemistry, and all that. Basically, the only course I was missing if I want to apply to dentistry was really physics. But I hate physics. Like, I absolutely suck at physics. Like, I did not get it in high school, and I tried really, really hard to learn it, and I still didn't do so well in that course. And in university, I'm just like, nope. And I was really happy for Bachelor of Dental Science. That wasn't a required course. So I was looking at, the courses that I would need to actually apply to dental school, and I saw physics, and my heart sank, right? But then I thought more about it. It's like, okay, what's a course like physics versus like a life that I know I'll regret if I don't do it? So when people ask me, like, oh, I'm a hygienist right now, should I become a dentist? Like, number one thing I tell them is, don't do it for the money. Don't do it for the money. Do it for the passion, because if I stayed a hygienist, I'm actually more rich than what I am right now, like as a new periodontist starting out, because I have my dental school loans, residency loans, and I have to take out all my investment I use as a hygienist to do that, right? It's not that I'm saying that if you were to go to dental school, become a dentist, and then specialize, that you're gonna make less than if you were to stay a hygienist and just work. I'm not saying that, because you will make the money back. Whatever student loans you have, you will make it back, but it's just going to take time. It's not an instant thing where you become a dentist and all of a sudden you have all this money. So I'm not saying that you're not gonna make a rewarding some amount of money by becoming a dentist. Like, that's part of the bonus as being a dentist, is that you should be able to make a good income and higher than a hygienist. But I'm saying that if your sole goal is to make money and you are thinking of doing dentistry just because of that sole goal, then that's not the way to go. There's many other routes to do that if your sole purpose is to make the money. You have to have passion in dentistry, I think, and you will do very, very well, but it'll come like organically. And those people that I think like what they do in any profession will just do substantially better than those who don't have the passion. One of the big reasons why I applied only to US schools is because in Canada, for the Canadian schools, if you have taken, say, organic chemistry, which I did, that is a requirement to get into dental school. It expires, or you have to retake it, and it counts that it expires if it's more than a certain number of years. I can't remember what the exact year is, but based on that, I was looking at it back then. It meant that all my core science courses that I have taken don't count for anything anymore. So that is the number one reason why I only apply to US schools, because I can't imagine redoing all that courses versus me just doing one or two that I need for requirements in the US schools. Or right now you're at the crosswalk, and I think it really applies to everyone, not just hygienists wanting to be dentists, but students or anyone who's been in the working field, contemplating if they should go back to school for dentistry or for even anything that they want to do. And the golden question is, will you regret it? And if the answer is yes, then you do it, and that's it. And the hardest part is starting out. Like, Me starting out YouTube, oh, that's another story. I wanted to do YouTube for like the longest time, even before dental school, and look how many years it took me, right? So, but I still did it. So the hardest part is putting that step out and register for whatever that course that you need. Tell yourself, hey, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it. And then once you have that mindset, you believe in yourself and forget about all the obstacles. Don't talk yourself down. You will get it done, and you'll look back and you'll be so proud of yourself. So that's it for my video. If you want to know more about like the detailed steps of how I did it, what I did, my like more detailed tips on how to get into dental school, anything like that, I can tell you all about that in future videos. Alright, make sure you like and comment and subscribe, and definitely let me know what you want to see more about. Thank you. Bye.